Right, let's begin. We'll start in a seated position, taking a few moments to center ourselves. So adjust your posture, make sure the legs, the lower body are comfortable. Check if your sit bones, the bones in the buttocks, are stable, balanced on the mat. Sitting tall, facing forward but chin slightly tucked in. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Rest your hands comfortably on the legs, eyes closed. Come back inward. Observe your breathing. Give all your attention to the breathing. Observe whether the breath is flowing deep or is it shallow? Is it smooth and rhythmic? Is it irregular? Depending on what you were doing before you came on the mat, the breathing pattern may be any one of these: irregular, rhythmic, fast, slow, deep, shallow. Be okay with however the breathing is. See where you feel the breath in the body. Is it in the chest, the belly? Do you feel an expansion when you breathe in? A contraction when you breathe out? The expansion can be energizing. The contraction, relaxing. Do you feel like you're taking a full breath? Are you exhaling completely? Let your breathing go a little deeper, longer. Remaining aware of the breath, can you also become aware of your legs, the hips and buttocks? As if you're trying to feel the same expansion, contraction in the lower body. Stay as light as you can. Now, with every breath, can you remain aware of the arms and shoulders? Trying to feel that expansion, contraction from the shoulders to the fingertips. Moving your awareness to the neck and head. Try to feel the effect of your breathing in these areas. And now for a few rounds of breath, let us try to feel the effect on the whole body. Bring all parts into your awareness. You can even visualize that the whole body is slightly expanding, contracting with every single breath. You are light and active in the body with the breathing. Now set an intention for today's practice to be fully present with the body, with the breathing for the rest of the hour. To enjoy whatever you do on the mat, challenging the body when it's possible, easing out of the practice if it feels difficult, if you're struggling, finding that perfect balance where you are challenging the body and the mind to a certain extent, but you're not struggling, fighting with anything internally. With these intentions, let us bring some positive upward vibrations with the chanting of Om or simply humming, whatever works for you. So exhale and take a nice breath in. We'll do 3 rounds of this. Breathing in. Om. 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 Finish the 3 rounds at your own pace and stay still for a few seconds. And now you can gently blink your eyes open. Let's start moving the body, freeing up the body a little. So we'll bring our hands to the front, start making some finger movements, clench and release. Try to take the thumb in when you clench, stretching the back of the thumbs as well. Remain aware of the rest of the body, even when you're moving only certain parts. Now making a loose fist, let's rotate the wrist joints. Check how your breathing is. And let's reverse the direction. See if you're clenching your shoulders, your buttocks, the legs. And relax your arms. Take a moment. Now let's stretch the legs to the front and start moving the toes, clenching, spreading them apart. And place your palms by the side of your buttocks and see how you can lengthen the spine. Gently pressing into the palms, how tall can you make yourself? And trying to maintain that length as much as possible, then you can relax your arms. Now let's move the feet forward and pull them back inward towards the body. See what muscles are working here. When you point the toes, when you flex them. Let's make some rotations for the ankle. Reverse, change the direction. And relax. So we warmed up our fingers and toes and the palms and feet, ankles, wrists, because we are going to come into our tabletop position where there'll be a little bit of strain on the wrists. So bring your palms right underneath the shoulders, the base of your palms underneath the shoulders. Sometimes when we are not aware, the palms might be a little more ahead. So mindfully placing your palms, spread your fingers. You can put a little bit of pressure on the fingertips as well. Your knees right under the hips. So we go into a cat and cow movement. Inhale, you look up. Allow the front of the body to stretch. Exhale, round your back, trying to look towards the belly button. Continue moving with your breath. Arching the back as you breathe in. Round your back, push it up as you breathe out. Freeing up the muscles in the back. One last round. And coming back to a neutral position, you can tuck your toes in and sit back on your heels. A different kind of a stretch for the arches of the feet. It might feel intense. See how many seconds you're comfortable staying here for. How can you stay light in the hips and upper body so you're not putting too much pressure on the toes and heels? Just a little longer if you're comfortable. If not, you can move to tabletop again. And now coming back with our palms on the mat, back to tabletop position. We'll do the same cat and cow movement, but raising one leg at a time. So feel free to keep the toes tucked in. Sometimes that makes you feel more balanced, or the toes stretch to the back. Now as we breathe in, we'll bend the knee and raise the toes, pointing them towards the ceiling when you look up. And as you exhale, moving in the direction of the knee coming to the forehead. Even if it isn't touching, just moving that way. So you breathe in, point your toes towards the ceiling. Breathe out, bring your knees towards the forehead. So let's continue for a few rounds. Be active in your fingertips. Then you will not strain the wrist joints. One last round with the right foot. And you can rest your knee. Take a breath and then move to the other side. This time pointing the left toes up as you breathe in and look up. Exhale, knee to the forehead. One last round. And you can rest your knee again. And this time, open your knees out as wide as the mat and sit back on your heels. Your toes are together, sitting back on your heels. Just rest your forehead on the mat and relax. Make space between your thighs for the belly to settle down. Let your chest come closer to the mat. Drop your forehead down. Simply enjoying the flow of breath. We'll stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now placing your palms to the front. Gently lift your hips. Come back to a tabletop. Adjust your position of the palms, your knees. And from tabletop, try to look back at your heels, getting a stretch on the outside of the hip. So inhale to the center, exhale, look back from the other side. Continue for a few rounds. Allow the hips to go out as you turn. One last round on both sides. And keep your knees where they are. Just sit back on your heels or move back as much as you can. Now lengthen and stretch your arms forward, inching your fingers forward, stretching the back as much as you can. Spread your fingers out and keeping your palms where they are. Lift your buttocks, lift your hips. See if you can bring the hips forward, lower them to the floor, looking up. Exhale. You take your hips back to the heels. Try to take your forehead to the mat. We move for a few more rounds, stretching the front of the hips, the lower back, and the buttocks. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. If you're not able to fully bring the hips down, that's fine too. How much ever it's comfortable for you. Wherever you stop, that's fine. With every round, allow the body to open up a little bit more. One last round here. Exhale and sit back. Inhale and come forward. And this time you tuck your toes at the back. Lift your hips, lift your knees, going into a mountain pose. Take one step forward if needed. Try to place your feet as flat as you can. And you can just pedal your knees. Keep your toes where they are and just alternately bend one knee at a time. As you lift one heel off the mat, try to push the other heel into the mat. Feel the stretches on the calf muscles. Be active in your fingertips. Remain aware of the whole body. And every time you bend the knee, try to take the chest towards the knee. Last round. And you can place your knees down. If you're comfortable, stretch your toes to the back. Sit back in a thunderbolt pose. Vrikshasana. Adjust your posture. If it's very intense, you can take your hands for support for a bit. If that is also difficult, you can just release your legs, bring them out to the front. Sit with the legs stretched out in front of you. We'll take a few moments here. Observe your breathing. Observe how the whole body is feeling. And now we'll slowly come up to a standing position. Standing up with your feet slightly apart, toes pointing to the front. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Interlock your fingers behind you. We go into a forward fold. Interlock your fingers. See how much you're comfortable stretching the front of the shoulders. See if you can straighten your elbows. So find a position that's comfortable for the arms. And now we'll start going forward. Keep looking to the front of the room. Come halfway. Find your stability. If you want to, you can keep your feet a little wider apart also. And then slowly drop your head forward. Allow the hands to go up. Feel free to bend the knees, straighten them. See where you're comfortable. Drop your head, let it hang loose, looking to the back of the room. 5, 4. Remain aware of all parts. Are you pressing into the mat with your feet? Be active in your hips, the belly, the core muscles. And 1. Slowly straightening up, coming back up. Relax. Take a few moments. See how your back muscles are feeling. Stay connected with your breathing. Now let's do some active movement for the arms and shoulders. So standing stable, we'll make rotations with the arms open, but the breathing pattern changes a bit. So you inhale slow and easy till you raise up. Exhale through the mouth. Just let your arms swing down. And again, inhale. Let's go. Inhale. 2 more rounds. Breathe it all out through the mouth. Last round. Now we go the other way. So you raise your hands the opposite direction. 4 more times. Active but slow inhale. Sudden complete exhale. And relax. Take a few moments. Let it go with 2 rounds of sun salutations now. Bringing a free flow of energy. Active, dynamic in our movement. Changing postures with every breath. In the first half cycle, feel free to take an extra breath in any posture if you need, but slowly moving in the direction of dynamic movement, which is movement changes with every breath. So let's stand, ready to move, physically, mentally, light and active, relaxed in your breathing. Inhale where you are. Exhale, palms in front of the chest. Inhale, lengthen arms upward, gently arching back. Straighten up and exhale into your forward fold. Feel free to keep the knees bent if needed. Drop your head down. Inhale and right leg goes back. Place the knee down. Stretch the toes out to the back. Exhale, going into a plank. Tuck the toes, slide the left leg back. Shift all the weight right above the wrist. Press into your fingers. Inhale, bring your knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down to the mat. Inhaling, flatten the belly, stretch the toes out. Lift the head and chest into cobra. Exhaling into the mountain. So lift your belly and hips, lift your knees, going into an inverted letter V shape. And as you inhale, feel free to place the knees down if you want and step the right foot forward, left knee on the mat. Toes pointing to the back, look to the front. Exhaling, you tuck the toes, step the foot forward, coming into your forward fold. You can raise your hands from the sides if you need to. If not, bring the hands by the side of the head. Inhale and lift the whole upper body all at once, lengthening, arching. Exhale, palms in front of the chest. Inhale, relax back into the starting position, Samasthiti. Equipoised, balanced posture. So come back to that state. See how your body feels after the first cycle. Take your time here to feel stable with your breathing. You can start along with me or start a little later when you're feeling settled and at ease. If you're going with me, take a breath right here. Exhale, join your palms. Inhale, raising, lengthening, extending. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, right back into a plank. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down, the 8-limbed pose. Inhaling to cobra. Exhaling to mountain. Inhale, left foot forward. Horse rider's pose. Exhale, forward fold. You can even feel free to bend the knees as you come up. Inhaling, whole upper body coming up all at once. Exhale, straighten up, palms in front of the chest. Inhale, hands down by your sides. Take a few moments. Observe your breathing, body, let them stabilize. We go for one more round with 2 half cycles. If you feel you're sweating a lot, you're already feeling exhausted, you can stop with any cycle when you think that's enough for you. And if you're ready to move, active, prepared, breathe in here. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back into horse rider. Exhale into plank. Inhale, knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to mountain. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, coming up all the way. Exhale, palms in front of the chest. Inhale and hands down by the sides. Feel the sensations running throughout the body. We have the last half cycle left. So find your comfort before you move again. Take your time, and if you're ready to move with me, you can take a breath in here. Exhale, join your palms. Inhale, raise your arms, extend backward. Exhale into your forward fold, trying to bend from the hip joints. Inhale, left foot going back into horse rider's pose. Exhale into plank. If the plank is intense, you can keep your knees down right away. And knees down, chest down, chin down. 8-limbed pose. Inhaling to cobra. Exhaling to mountain. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Active in the whole upper body. Bring your hands by the side of the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale, straighten up. Palms in a namaste. Inhale, hands down by your sides. Now you take your time to relax. Observe every sensation in the body. Your heartbeat, your breathing. Be the observer for a bit. Simply aware of, acknowledging the state of the body, breath, heartbeat, as they are. Samasthiti is the equipoise state, a neutral standing position where the body feels at ease, balanced on both feet. The breathing is stable, rhythmic, easy. So let the body and breath come back to that state of samasthiti. Once you feel more stable, we'll move to a balancing pose, the tree pose. If you have a challenge with balance, you can initially start close to a wall or a table, something that you can use for support. If not, standing where you are, spread your toes on both the feet, lift the heels, place them down, keeping the feet around hip width apart. Find your stability. Just stretch lift your feet so that you're balancing on the outer edges, on the inner edges. Just move your weight to the balls of the feet, to the heels, just to get familiar with how the weight is borne on all the different edges. And now check if you're balanced fully on each foot. Applying equal pressure on the outer inner edges, on the front and back of the feet. Everything makes a difference when we are balancing. And now shifting all the weight to the left foot. Feel light on the right foot. And slowly, you can start with just placing the big toe on the floor, the heel resting against the side of the shin. If this is okay, if there's a little bit of challenge, that's good. Now find a mark or a dot on the wall in front for you to gaze at. If you stare at it blank, you will be able to balance and find that inner stability, strength. Make sure that pressure between the heel and the leg, the standing leg and the other heel, are equal. You're applying equal amount of pressure, which means you're active in both legs. And if this is comfortable for you, you can raise your foot up, bring it all the way to the inner thigh, or even against the calf, but not resting on the mat. So see where you can find comfort. And gently fix your gaze again. Fixing the gaze reduces mental activity, and you will be able to balance a little better. So wherever your foot is, see if you can bring your hands in a namaste. Stay with that full body awareness. Maybe blankly gazing at one point. If your gaze is moving across the room, it becomes a little more challenging to balance. You're building strength in the standing leg. In the other leg, be active. Even this leg is applying enough pressure where the foot and the thigh are in contact. 3. And if this is good, you can even try raising your arms up. 2. Feel that you're light on that standing foot. And 1. Relax. You can release your hands, release your leg. And at any time it feels challenging while standing here, you can bring it a little lower to the calf, or even one toe gently touching the mat is fine. Just make sure the heel doesn't press against the knee joint. We don't want to hurt the knees. So now mindfully checking your weight on both the feet again. Let's raise into the tree on the other foot. Both halves of the body are not symmetrical. You might feel different balancing on this foot. So let's explore, see how that feels. Shift all the weight to the right foot this time, or whatever you're doing, the other leg. And then raise the foot. You can start with the easiest. Fix your gaze. If you're stable, see if you can lift that toe off the mat. Find your balance. See if your breathing is relaxed. If yes, then you can raise it a little bit higher. Try it, and if it feels challenging, you can go back to a version where it was most comfortable. You can be the kind of tree you want to be. Join your palms, but if that feels challenging and if you're feeling shaky, you can even keep your arms open, being a wide branch tree, or raise your arms to be a tall palm tree. Wherever you are, fix your gaze. And gently come back, even if you lose your balance. Blankly looking at something on the wall in front will help the mental activity reduce, finding stability here. 3, 2. Feel tall, feel light on the standing foot. And slowly you can relax, release the foot. Observe the sensations. Take a few moments. Can you let those strong sensations dissolve by simply taking your attention there, breathing easy? And now you can slowly come to a seated position, sitting down on the mat with your legs stretched out to the front. From the seated position, we'll lie down, stretching the body a little more in a supine position. So lie down on your mat, bend your knees. Let's do a bridge pose first. So bring your heels as close to the buttocks as is comfortable. So place your palms facing down next to the body. Adjust your shoulder blades in the upper back, trying to bring them closer together. That will help you hold the weight on the shoulder blades, or the top of the shoulders instead of the neck. Keep your chin tucked in slightly as if you're looking to the chest. Now raise your hips. See if you're active from the toes and feet through all parts of the legs, your buttocks, all of the back muscles allowing you to lift up, even as if the chest is lifting up. Can you be relaxed in your breathing? Every time you breathe in, feel that you're getting more energy to lift up a little more. If it feels intense, you can always go down. Otherwise, stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. You can stretch your legs out, take a few moments. See how the bridge pose felt for you. Feel the effects of the posture. Now hug your knees, bring them close to the chest. Placing your palms on your knees, gently pull them closer to the belly, to the chest. You can roll on your back side to side. And coming back to the center, point your feet up, point your palms up. If you're comfortable, straighten the knees. Otherwise, you can keep the knees slightly bent, but just clench and release the fingers and toes a few times. Now bend your knees, interlock your fingers behind the head. Let's go into a twist. Drop your legs to the left on the floor. Let your feet relax. Turn your head to look in the opposite direction of the legs. Close your eyes. Start releasing, relaxing the body. Stay there. Observe and enjoy the flow of breath. Notice if there's any stretch that feels intense. Because of this, are you clenching any muscles anywhere? Try to, as you exhale, feel that you're sending energy to the areas where it is intense. Relaxing the stretch. 4, 3. Even here, see how you can actively keep lifting that right hip. Trying to take the knee towards the floor. One last breath here. And gently bring your head to the center. Bring your legs back to the center. Take a moment. And as you exhale, drop your legs to the other side. Turn your head to look the other way, opposite to the direction of the legs. Let go. Find your ease and comfort. Enjoy the breathing. You can keep your eyes closed to keep the attention within the body. And then see how you can take that twist a little further. 4, 3, 2, 1. As you inhale next, Bring your head, bring your knees back to the center. Place your palms on the knees. And again, rolling on your sides. Now let's try rolling back and forth. So you can just cross your feet at the ankles, place your palms behind the thighs, and bring some momentum to rock up to a seated position, roll back. Try to keep your back rounded so that you roll all the way to the neck. So when you go back, straighten the knees. When you come up, bend your knees. That will give you the momentum to rock back and forth. And now we rock up to a seated position, coming up to a sitting position. Just straighten your legs for a bit. We'll finish some pranayama and then lie down in stillness. So bring the soles of your feet together. Raise your buttocks, place them back on the mat. You don't have to bring them very close. See where you're comfortable, holding them for a bit. What position of the legs will allow you to keep the back straight. And even here, just close your eyes. Take a moment. Allow the knees to go closer to the floor. Feeling tall as you inhale. Gently press the feet together wherever they are in contact. So that will keep you active in the lower legs. We'll just stay here. And if you're comfortable, you can lean forward from the hip joints. Getting a nice stretch on the lower back, a little deeper stretch on the inner thighs, groins. So you can move back or forth, find a position where you're comfortable with a little bit of challenge and stay there for just 5, 4, 3. Be active in the upper body, though you're not using it much, you're not stretching any part much. And 1. You can slowly straighten up, release the legs, take a moment to shake them out if needed. And come into a seated position. If you think your lower back is rounding, you can use a little bit of padding, cushioning, a mat to sit on. And it's okay to even keep the feet one in front of the other, or whatever position works for the legs. Adjust your posture now. Sitting tall. Imagine someone gently pulling your head upward, lengthening the spine. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Turn your palms upward. Gently bring the forefinger and thumb to touch each other. The other 3 fingers straightened out. Check the quality of your mudra. This is called the chin mudra. Are you very lax in it? Are you overly stiff stretching? Can you find that perfect balance where you're light but active in every muscle in the arms, in the fingers and palms? Now, can you bring that same quality to the rest of the body? Your arms, shoulders, the torso, the legs, your head, neck, and even the face. Your face muscles, neither overactive in a big grin or very passively, almost like a frown. An active face as if you are about to smile. And now, try to maintain the state of the body this way. Bring your awareness to your breathing. Observe the flow of breath. Observe carefully to see if you're breathing in, taking a full breath in. Sometimes when we have taken half a breath in, there is an urge to breathe out. So see if you're breathing in completely, breathing out completely. If the mind is active, we might be just taking half a breath when we inhale and exhale. Settling in to a relaxed, full breathing pattern. Today we'll do a humming practice. To break out, shatter any blockages, knots in the flow of subtle energy through the body. So it helps to visualize that the body is expanded, a little bit like a balloon, trying to feel the vibration as you chant. And when you are chanting, when you are making the humming sound like a bumblebee, there is a chance that we try to extend, make it longer. Today, see if you can surrender and feel like I'm stepping aside and just allowing the sound to flow out of me. Even that makes a difference. So today we'll start with the chanting, focusing on the lower part of the body first. So keeping the attention on the area of the hips, the legs, from the toes to the hip joints. Let's hum as if you're trying to feel the vibration in the lower body. So when we exhale, we make a humming sound. Breathe in. Keep going at your own pace of breathing. Take a pause after this round. Now move your attention to the torso, the central part of the body, the lower abdomen, upper abdomen, chest, and all of the back. We'll keep our attention on the torso in the central part. And when we are humming, try to feel that there is a relaxed expansion in this part and feel the vibrations in the central area. Take a breath in. Keep going, light and active in the body. You can stop the humming for a bit. Becoming aware of the arms and shoulders, from the fingertips to the shoulders. We'll try to feel the vibrations in the arms and shoulders as we hum for the next few rounds. So take a breath in. And you can stop the humming for a bit. Move your attention to the neck, head, face, and feel the expansion as you hum, even through the brain and all the internal parts. Take a breath in. And you can stop the humming. With your eyes closed, just stretch out on the mat, lying down on your back. And with the body relaxed, adjust your hips, shoulder blades. Feel free to even make a stretch or two if that helps relax the body. And once you are settled down with the full body awareness, 3 rounds of humming, feeling that the whole body is expanding, freeing up. Take a breath in. And now drop into the stillness, silence. the state of nothingness, everythingness, still, alive. Even 2 minutes of this state can bring a shift in consciousness. You can start feeling it in this manifest form, in our experience of the outer world and the inner self. So today I'll just leave you in silence for as long as you want to be, staying in that stillness. Taking as long as you enjoy in the stillness.